Chapter 15, The Messenger of God is not as good as the one that God said. At the end of the incident, Yuan Zhan knelt on the boy and looked at the two pits on the ground that he had dug by his hands. He was satisfied and declared a sovereign bite on the teenager's neck. Yan Mo was in pain. There were a few loud voices coming from the side. Yan Mo turned his head and he only discovered that they were surrounded by several people watching them. None of these people are young fighters who look like Yuan Zhan. One by one, someone discussed with Yuan Zhan in a hoarse voice, "When you fight, let me get down quickly, let me get that one once, I will exchange it with 20 red dates." Then he eagerly reached out and touched Yan Mo. Yuan Zhan slapped the thief's hand. He doesn't want to exchange anything now, he doesn't want it at all. Yuan Shan looked at Yan Mo and licked his lower lip and asked directly, "Can we exchange?" "No exchange, nothing to exchange." Yuan Zhan climbed from the boy and touched his thigh and touched blood. At the moment, he put Yan MP on his shoulders, pushed a few people who stopped to watch and left the square. Seeing Yuan Zhan's departure, the few people smacked few words and surrounded Yuan Shan. Yuan Shan was rejected and he was not angry. He pulled up Wen Shang, wanting to exchange them. "Old rules, think, you will go will be exchange for you. And I don't want to, let's go to the square to eat barbecue, you can have a full meal tonight." Wen Shang hesitated. He was a little moved by the red dates exchange, but he touched his buttocks. He decided to stay with Yuan Shan tonight. Yuan Zhan took the man back to the tent and found that his home was unexpectedly clean. He thought that Cao Ting was diligent, but he did not know that his slave had not been able to stand the strange smell of the tent and the insects and thick dust since he found that the leg bones were long healed. It took 2 days to clean up the tent. Putting Yan Mo on the bed, Yuan Zhan hanged up the tent curtain, and the sky was still bright, so there is no need to waste the torch. Yan Mo squirmed on the bed, flipping his body and letting himself lay there face up. "Master, please give me some big leaves, okay?" "Thank you," Yan Mo calmly said. He never abuses himself if he has the conditions. Being raped, afterwards, he does not want to raise his body to get back to the field, but to think thoughts of playing with self-abuse. It's a stupid thing that only people with negative IQ can do. Yuan Zhan walked over to him, kneeling on the haystack on one knee, and suddenly grabbed the boy's right leg and pulled the wooden planks he tied. "Master!" The boy made a sincere and fearful expression. Yuan Zhan pried open the planks that covered the wound, and he gently slid his fingers over the intact skin. "Your legs are really healed." Yan Mo was a little surprised. How did he see it? He is confident that he has absolutely no problem. If your legs weren't healed, your walking posture and expression will not be what I just saw. People who have also suffered serious leg injuries, even those who have been dragged down so far, are clear about this. Moreover, when I fucked you, your legs struggled in high spirits. Yan Mo suddenly laughed. "I'm sorry, I lack experience, next time I will pretend to have some little flaws cannot be seen." "You? Who are you?" Yuan Zhan's hand held the boy's chest and his eyes fixed on him. Whether to continue to pretend or to say the truth, Yan Mo considered the various anomalies he may show in the future. Before he leaves this nominal master, it would undoubtedly be a very difficult thing to hide things this savvy boy. With a joking sound, Yan Mo said, "I am God." Yuan Zhan's eyes jerked. "Messenger." Yan Mo looked at the youth's expression just preparing for another pretense. Yuan Zhan moved. As if suddenly he was overcome with angry force, he turned like the leopards. His hands grabbed the juvenile's neck, looked at him very fierce and growled, "Shut your mouth. If you say such nonsense again I'll kill you." This development, how is it different from what he imagined? "I really am." "Hey!" Yuan Zhan actually slapped Yan Mo. Yan Mo was beaten on the spot and his skin sizzled for a long time before returning to normal. Yan Mo looked at the rotten fur under his tight body, and he would remember this day. Yuan Zhan didn't see the hatred on the boy's gaze, he just didn't care. The slave will hate his master, this is a normal thing. Killed by the hateful slave, it is only if the master is too useless, even his own slaves cannot surrender. He wanted to surrender the boy and make him his slave in the future, but if the boy still did not obey, he would not mind slaughtering him to make for winter food. You are not a messenger of God. Yuan Zhan grabbed the neck of the boy and said it literally. Hey! Yan Mo was paralyzed and his face was red, his hands trying to push the young man's hand. But those hands were like a steel tongs. However, he tried to push, pull, and grab, and they will not move. Remember, if I hear you say something similar in the future, I will cut off your tongue. Oh! Yan Mo was too breathless, and his legs struggled. I am going to kill him. Kill this bastard who humiliated. No, you can't kill, if you kill him, you can't live. Then disable him. No, I can't be sure about the danger in the future. If this guy is disabled, Yan Mo will be transferred to other people, and 20% chance he will probably become a reserve food for his winter. Listening to this bastard's tone saying he was going to kill him, he has endured it now, if he rushes to kill him now, he will only expose his own origins. Killing this master can't guarantee that his next master will be a good master. Well, this man saved him when he was seriously injured, also that he didn't abuse to him when he couldn't move, so he would look for someone to take care of him before he left, so he didn't take himself. In exchange for food. Kill him or disable him, can you escape? Can you live outside on your own? Can you escape the punishment of the guide? Yan Mo, you have to think clearly. Young person who controlled the life and deaths of the young boy he was choking was completely unaware that his own life has been living and dying in the fierce ideological debate in Yan Mo mind. Yuan Zhan let go and let the teenager breathe. Yan Mo inhaled too quickly, broke into the air, and immediately coughed his neck, and he felt like the whole person was dying. Yuan Zhan's gaze swept across the legs of the teenager, frowning, and the blood did not stop. Yan Mo coughed too badly, and with the shock to the back of the wound, the tears fell off his eyes. I am only joking. Yan Mo gasped and stammered. Maybe you are a disciple of the Salt Mountain priests, maybe you are not. Yuan Zhan stroked the teenager's thighs which were dirted with blood, and turned away. I don't care who you are just my slave now. Even if you are the messenger of God. Yuan Zhan showed a sneer. He grabbed the young man's cock and tightened his hand. Yan Mo yelled. His body curled into a shrimp. You are not a god messenger now. Yuan Zhan bowed his head and bit the boy's ear, unless you want to die. Why do you say this? Yan Mo grabbed the young, strong, hard arm and asked. He trembled with a need to know the reason. Yuan Zhan thinks that the teenager should have already remembered this lesson. He let go of his hand, and pinched his face. It is not uncommon to regain a god grace. It is said that some of the goddess of the temple and some of the tribes of the tribe can even bring everything back to life. They have the skill, but they don't dare to say that they are the messengers of God. Yan Mo wiped his tears. He deeply felt that his current experience was worse than being thrown into the most chaotic prison. At least the doctor was still respected even in prison. The average person will not easily go hurt the doctor. Do you know what the last person who claimed to be the messenger of God ended up? Yuan Zhan grabbed the boy's face and lifted it up. How? Are there people with the same origins as him? Is the last person who claimed to be a messenger one of God, or something else? Or is it simply a lie? There was man who appeared in another big tribe, the Red Clay family. No one knows where he came from. His skin was very white and he has the golden hair like the sun. His self-healing ability was much stronger than yours, no matter how much injured he is. Any injury will heal well in a blink of an eye. Yan Mo was deeply envious, but the envy of the next second becomes fear when he thinks of this person's end. The man who appeared to the Red Earth tribe claimed to be the messenger of God. He came here to lead everyone to a better life. The priests of the Red Earth tribe questioned him. He challenged the priest and showed a few witchcraft moves while watching the priests. Later, he said that it was chemistry and science, and repeated the priest's witchcraft. The priest asked him what ability does he have to prove that he was the messenger of God, and that man showed his ability to heal. Jean mentioned that he had a leg injury and saw that he was still bleeding. He immediately snorted, "You are far worse than him." The Red Earth tribe priests and patriarchs think that God will only heal itself and does not mean anything. They let that person go to the conquest. Their hostile tribes told him to go and destroy the nearby tribe in one day. The man said that he could not do it. He also expressed anger, saying that the patriarchs and priests of the Red Clay tribe were barbarians. They did not respect the gods, and the man said he wanted to leave. The Red Clay tribe went to other places. Jean suddenly sneered. "The man appeared to be like you, and it was almost winter-like when you did." Yan Mo's heart tightened. He disagreed with the man who claimed to be a god, but could not help but worry how he died. He wanted to escape from the Red Earth tribe and was caught. The priest of the Red Earth tribe said that since he came from outside the sky, he has the ability to heal himself. He must be the best food given to the Red Earth tribe by God. In the whole winter, the Red Clay tribe except Slave had starved to death. 1. They ate the messenger of God. Jesus, no, I mean really Jesus, no, exclaiming, I'm actually saying Jesus shouldn't go there. I mean Jesus to kill Jesus, that's so, oh Lord, Jesus. Fuck. Yan Mo suddenly felt hurt all over his body. This kind of place that knows the world is the most terrible. They are not only ignorant and cruel, but also exclude all external forces and cultures. Unless your force can completely suppress them and force them to change, you are better not doing anything at all. It's better to wear a real primitive tribe lifestyle, and it's best not to understand anything. Although this ignorant boy is cruel, he can paint as much as white paper and are especially good at ignoring and mastering. Is he dead? The boy whispered and asked. Dead. Because after a winter, the man was still alive. The priests of the Red Earth tribe felt fear, and he cooked him all rest of the day. The meat was eaten, the bones were ground into powder, and the powder is made into a healing balm. I heard that. The powder made from the bones of the person is especially magical. No matter how many injuries, they can be healed if you smear a little bit of the dust on them. What a fucking waste. If it was him, he will let the person live. This is a good research material. As long as nutrition can make the man supply with endless blood, flesh, internal organs, bone marrow, etc. If he had such a high-quality research material in his hand, it would not be so hard for those who have the right to change the body parts. Maybe he can also develop some new drugs to treat cancer. Oh, unfortunately. The devil's thoughtful face was scared and puzzled, and he asked, "How do you know these things?" We have contacts with the Red Earth tribe. Before the winter, the nearby tribes will hold the biggest and annual final trade in the rocky beach. You will see them on that day. The bone powder can also be exchanged, but it costs a lot. Jean screwed the teenager's face. Now you heard that, do you still dare to say that you are the messenger of God? Yan Mo shook his head firmly. I just said it casually. I just don't want to be a slave forever. It hurts, hee. Tears flowed out of his eyes. Jean smiled and patted his face. Don't pretend, you are not exactly a weak lamb. If I couldn't even feel the murderousness and hatred towards me, I would have already made you as bacon. Obey, first give me a few years, wait for yourself to become a third-tier fighter, beat me, I will let you go. Yan Mo tears quickly stopped. Since the other party has already seen his nature, he is too lazy to pretend, and acting is only so tiring. Jean again raised Yan Mo leg and looked at his buttocks. Hey, do you still mean to say that you are the messenger of God? How come your butt is still bleeding? Yan Mo. The night was coming, when Yuan tribes were surrounded by squares. On the dozens of fires were light on the floor. Yan Mo was lying in the tent without a word when he was grilling with fresh meat. Yuan Zhan grabbed half a roast yak and opened the tent. He sat next to the boy. Did you eat? I just saw the blood flowing in a rivulets. Didn't you see it? Let me eat the roast lamb in peace now. Do you want to kill me now or want to kill me later? Yuan Zhan raised a teenager's leg with a big oily hand and looked at that place. It's okay, it doesn't bleed. This is called the wild grass. It's still useful. After that, the age is young, the appearance and body shape are young. Yuan Zhan bites a piece of meat that was still bloody and chewed it with a little bit of disgusting. You are too useless, so you still say that you are a god. Have you seen even a glimpse of God? Oh! You did not laugh, it makes me want to hit you. 1. Don't kill me, but your joke ain't that funny, now you can kill me, but wait, you're 640 chapters earlier, wait till I get to good part. Yuan Zhan said that serious. He tore flesh and put it in the juvenile mouth. You cannot just like that, while you are eating now think about next time what you are going eat. I have to wait for the spring of the coming year. I only found one kind of herbal medicine that you painted. There are 2 kinds of herbs that I saw, and I also dug them back. I brought back some bugs. You will know it yourself. Yan Mo mentioned this with a little bit of interest. Chewing on the meat, he turned to look at the young man. Where are they? He did not spit out the pork. The anal fissure is better than starvation. 1. Anal fissure, I suppose meat with little amounts of water will make the food harden and harder during pooing, and that coupled with anal fissure it won't make for a smooth defecation, but still better to eat and have hard time defecating instead of starving and defecating nothing. Yuan Zhan tore another piece of meat to feed Yan Mo. With other harvests, we also brought some fruits that we had eaten before. I will wait until the priests check it out and feel if it's useless. I will get it back again. You really are curious about my origins. Yan Mo couldn't help but ask. How can you say that? Yuan Zhan frowned and reached out to smack his left thigh. I am just not interested in listening to you. You really know me, you teen bastard. What happened to your leg? Yan Mo didn't want to ask at all, but he saw it and felt that the guide also saw it. If he dared not ask, he might have to understand what was going on by the guide punishment. Yuan Zhan was about to explain when he suddenly shut up and looked up at the tent. T.A.G. The chieftain and the priest want you to come. The one who played messenger at the tent's mouth was the young warrior who asked to exchange Yan Mo once with 12 red dates. He glanced at Yan Mo lying on the bed and added, they want you to take your slave too.